YouTube, and welcome to another Movie Zone review of a movie that has so much controversy between people hating it, burn down the studio that made this movie, give it back to the others who has it. Now I'm talking about a movie that is called Fantastic Four, the reboot, the brand new slate. It's new. Old people who are in it gone. This is brand new from Fox. Now, Fox is the studio that basically brings us the great X-Men franchise, and of course, coming soon to everybody's theater near you, Deadpool, which we all can't wait to see. So they have the rights also to Fantastic Four. Now, if you don't know who the Fantastic Four are, they are the very first family Marvel team, composed of Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, Miss Invisible Woman, and of course her brother, Johnny Storm, also known as the Human Torch. Now, and of course, everybody's favorite big man, the Thing, Ben Grimm. So this is a brand new take on the story of the Fantastic Four. So if you remember the original ones, you know how they get their powers. They go to space and something happens and boom, 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 boom. They all get their powers. Mr. Fantastic can stretch. Miss Invisible can, of course, she can go invisible. Human Torch can power up into a flame and he can just fly. And of course, Ben Grimm turns into the Thing, basically made out of all rock. So in this movie, we have Miles Teller, who plays Reed Richards. And this movie is directed by Josh Trank. Now, Josh Trank also directed Chronicle. Very cool movie, by the way. You should check it out. Anyway, so we have this movie, Reed Richards. It's basically the smartest man ever. They show his past, basically as a kid. They start him off as a kid, and then they show him how his mind is like beyond everybody. It's a genius, basically. And yet, in fact, in comic books, they do say that he is smarter than everybody in the Marvel Universe. So he's smarter than Tony Stark, Ben Grimm, all those people. I mean, even Bruce Banner. So, anyway, this movie basically shows his story, his background, of how he wants to basically create this machine that allows him to go to the different dimensions. So then he meets Sue Storm and her father, and they come and like, listen, you should come work with us. We can help you get the funding to do this, because we were trying to do this ourselves, but you're the first person we see that's getting really, really close to it. So he goes to the Baxter Building to try to figure out how they can go to another dimension and explore and get resources and all this and that. And then, of course, him and his friends, the four of them. And, of course, you have Johnny Storm in this movie also, who's Sue Storm's brother, played by Michael B. Jordan. Yes, I know. In the comics, they're both white, but she's adopted, not him. So, bear with me. Anyway, they go do the machine thingamajiggy. They do what they have to do, and then they get their powers. Miles Teller, Mr. Fantastic, can stretch as much as he can. Sue Storm can go invisible and create force fields. His best friend, Ben Grimm, becomes the Thing, hard as a rock, very strong and powerful. And you know what happens? The government wants them to be exploited, knowing how they got these powers, what can they do with them, should they destroy them, should they make them military weapons. You know what? For the most part, a lot of people are telling me this movie's bad, don't watch it, this movie's horrible, they just kill the Fantastic Four, give it back to Marvel, let them take over it, because them in the Marvel Universe can work. So I'm like, listen to everybody around me telling me this movie's bad, this movie's garbage, this movie's this movie. I'm like, whoa, hit the brakes. Let me watch this movie first before I can even judge if it's bad or good, if it should go back to this and there. For the most part, this movie is not as bad as everybody says it is, in my personal opinion. Anyway, now calm down. Let me explain. Let me talk about the good stuff in this movie. First of all, the plot. It's all darker. It's a little bit, darker than the original ones. Those ones were just campy, fun. I mean, you had Captain America playing Human Torch, for Christ's sakes. He was cool back in that day, but now he's Captain America, and thank God he is. Anyway, I mean, it's dark, of course. Everybody wants to go darker. Try to copy the DC world or whatever, whoever started the whole dark comic book stuff. So it tells the story of how it really shows, this to me is more of a, you know, Reed Richards story, because this basically shows how smart he is in the Marvel Universe. I mean, honestly, I think if there was like a science fair between him, Tony Stark, and Bruce Banner, and maybe even Peter Parker, if you put all those characters together in a movie to see who's the smartest, who is the genius behind everything known dear to Marvel, I personally think it's Reed Richards. Why? Because this dude's mind is like a supercomputer. This guy can figure out things before you could even say, "Can you help me with this?" He'd be like, "Yeah, got it, done." But he's Bruce Banner. He has to think before he does anything. Tony Stark, he's a genius. He knows what he has to do. But I think Reed Richards would be like, "Yep, done." It's that simple. I mean, and then, it just shows how he's smart, that he figured this thing out about how he could transport to another dimension, and now everybody wants that, and they need his help to figure it out. And then you have Victor Von Doom in this movie. Now, when I heard the synopsis about him, he's supposed to be a computer hacker, or he's supposed to be a smart guy, even though Victor Von Doom is smart, and he's pretty much bad, he does become Doctor Doom. It's not a spoiler or anything, but just saying that he does become Doctor Doom at the end. But I'll get to that in my negative. However, this movie also showed, the chemistry between him and Sue Storm, and I really like that. They didn't really just, forced it like in the original ones. Because in the original ones, they were already together, It was just like, they didn't really build anything, And this one, he meets her, and he's like, they don't like each other at first, but then they start having that spark that shows that, eventually they will get together. So, it shows that. Then it shows Michael B. Jordan, who plays, Johnny Storm. He's a rebel, he's a badass, he just doesn't really give a damn about it. He's smart too, he's very good with, engines and all that stuff. So, his father's telling him, "Hey, come work with us, come do this." He's like, no, I'll do my own thing. But, it shows that he's smart also. Not on the level of, Reed Richards or anything, but he's smart. But he wants to do his own thing, so I think the way they did with that is also cool. And of course, to show Ben Grimm, he's athletic, he does sports here and there, and then show you why he becomes a thing. However, this movie does have problems that I didn't like. First of all, let's start with Victor Von Doom. Dude, as regular Victor Von Doom, he was alright. The actor who played him, I can't remember his name right now, but whatever. I mean, I don't know why they keep bringing him in to start the movies. He's like the Green Goblin to Spider-Man, He's like, I don't know, the Red Skull to Captain America, You still, bring out the big baddie. I understand that they have to. Fantastic Four doesn't really have too many villains, but you know what? And they can get other villains from other movies because that's copyrights from the Marvel world, the Disney world, if you will. So they can't do that, and all the X-Men characters are basically, in X-Men, and I think that's a separate thing. I mean, they tried to, combine it, but after what happened with this movie, I don't think they're going to do it, because last movie does have problems. I mean, first of all, there's a lot of shit you can't do with it. I personally didn't like. There's a lot of scenes in this movie that were in the trailer, and they didn't show it. So you can watch the trailers again and then go see this movie, and then you'd be like, why is not in it? I guess Fox is the ones who say what's in the movie and what's not. Because it's their movie, they're putting the money to it, it's their rights, they can do whatever they want. But honestly, I think Josh Trank got stabbed in the back recently. Because there's reports saying that he had a different vision for this movie, and then the studio came in, and then decided that, no, you can't do that, put that. It's like A, B, C, D, take that out, put D, G, F, H. Put all those in, and take out A, B, and C. But honestly, I mean, I don't know, the plot of the movie kind of started strong, and then it just fell. Because that ending to me, I was wondering, why was that in there? It's a little spoiler here, but if you don't want to hear it, click off. You'll be warned. So basically, the ending is basically they go to that place where they got their powers to fight Doctor Doom. And let me tell you something about Doctor Doom. His powers are cool, you know. He has the power to do whatever he wants, you know, like the Force kind of in a way. But in this movie, he does things zip, zap, zap, done. He rises. You barely ever see him. It's like near the end of the movie. He comes up, he does some things, and then he's gone. Like that. I'm like, that's it. You couldn't put a giant robot in this movie. They couldn't have fought him and then have Doctor Doom come out and like, I'll get you, Fantastic Four. That would have been a better ending. But no. They saved Doctor Doom for dead last for the movie. He comes, does some things, and then he's gone. Completely gone. So I'm like, what a waste of a fight scene. What a waste of a time. I mean, they always butcher Doctor Doom for some strange reason. I mean, I like the original Doctor Doom a lot better than this one. Because at least in that one, he had a longer fight scene with the Fantastic Four. But what can you do? This movie, okay. It's not great. It's not garbage either, but I mean, I don't know what they should do with Fantastic Four. I don't know. I guess Fox is like so focused in X-Men that they don't even pay mind to Fantastic Four. They're like, the director comes up and goes, "Hey, I want to direct the Fantastic Four movie." They just like, yeah, sure. We're a little busy here. We're doing some X-Men movies. Yeah, here, do that. Yep. Oh, you want this? Here, here's your budget to have fun. And then they look and they're like, whoa, what are you doing with the Fantastic Four? Don't do that. Take that out, put this and that. I think that's how they do it. I have no idea, but that's how I picture it. You know? So, it kills my dreams that Fantastic Four and the X-Men can cross over one day, but, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to try again, either with another sequel, with the same cast. I mean, the cast was fine, but, you know, don't get me wrong, they're all good actors. They were all great in the movie, but, excuse me. But honestly, I think the movie just fell flat because the studio had to get involved, or whatever it really was. And I think Josh Trank started to be good, and then I think he just like, you know, he didn't really care. I mean, it's all about the paychecks anyway, people. I mean, right? But honestly, I don't think he was the right director for this. He started off strong, like I said from the beginning. He started off strong with it. And then it just, I don't know what happened. Either he decided he didn't care, decided to go to another project. I mean, the man was supposed to direct a Star Wars spin-off movie, for Christ's sakes. I don't know if he's still attached to that. I don't think he is anymore. And now that, you know, he's, you know, putting fingers, you know, the middle fingers up to Fox, saying that, oh, you ruined my vision for the movie, la 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 la. I don't think any other studio's going to want to touch him. Or ask him, hey, come do this movie. They're going to be like, whoa, maybe we shouldn't work with this guy because he has problems with Fox. I don't want that bad taste in our studio, so his loss, I guess. Maybe he should go do low-budget films, I guess. I mean, honestly, I don't know. He shouldn't have been professional, but like, okay, listen. Didn't work out. We tried. I'm sorry. Move on. He shouldn't put fingers on the studio and say, oh, it was all their fault. But, you know what? It happened. Fantastic Four is... It's okay. I think I put the other two ahead of it than this one. And like I said, it's still okay to watch, you know, whatever. I mean, there's no really anything that leads into an X-Men universe. I really wish it did, but I don't know. I think they should just reboot it again and give it one more try. Otherwise, you're going to have Disney not breaking down the doors and getting that rights back. Because honestly, I don't know what they're going to be doing with Fantastic Four. Either you put some X-Men characters in those movies to make it at least appealing to people, or you just let it go. Leave it on the shelf, dust it off a couple of 20 years from now, maybe even 10 years from now, and just be like, try again. Because honestly, it's not working, and you know, well, you know what can we do? Like I said, I personally thought it was okay. It wasn't horrible like everybody's crying about, saying that this is the worst movie in history. But, you know what? Go back and watch Batman and Robin. Then you can tell me which is better. Because honestly, I prefer this movie over Batman and Robin any day of the week. And I'm a Batman fan. Yeah. I just said that. So, take my word for it. If you want to see Fantastic Four, if you've already seen this movie, what do you think about this movie? Because honestly, there's a lot of people telling me This movie's bad. This movie's bad. I never heard one person tell me this movie's awesome. So, I thought it was okay. Maybe you liked it. Maybe that's awesome for you. But honestly, I just don't see how this style of Fantastic Four can fit with the X-Men world. Unless they reboot it again, and hear me out, reboot it again, get rid of that, reboot it in 2 years, 3 years from now. So people can get that out of their mind. Because honestly, they got 3 strikes and they're already out. So this is going to be a new season for them. In baseball terminology, new season for them. They got new players, new everything. Start all over. And let's see they can hit and miss and hit for the home run. And try to win that World Series with a big, awesome Fantastic Four movie. Because I would like to see Fantastic Four one day join the X-Men. Sure, I wouldn't mind them going with the Avengers, kicking their butts. I would like to see Thing and the Hulk do battle. That would be kind of cool. Or Thing and Spider-Man. But honestly, they're at Fox right now, so let's get them to work with the X-Men. Because honestly, X-Men kicks the hole so much, you know what? It's not even funny, so I would like to see that first. Maybe Wolverine and the Thing. This could, if this wouldn't have worked, they could have used the Thing for Wolverine 3. So that way, the old man Logan storyline, even though can't use the Hulk, they couldn't substitute him for the Thing. That would have been cool. But yeah, you know what? The Fantastic Four, they tried. I mean, I guess they hard to do, but honestly, if DC can make an awesome Superman movie, and think about this, Superman, one of the hardest characters to ever make, they're going to make Wonder Woman soon. They can do a Fantastic Four. They just need to find that right piece that they need to really, really get this movie right. Because I think they can do it. It's just being lazy with it. I think they're putting too much focus on the X-Men. And not to give them wrong, they should just leave the X-Men alone because they're fine. Don't even dare try to tell Bryan Singer what to do because honestly, I think he'll hit the bricks. And that dude's been awesome with the X-Men movies right now. You know what? Give him a shot with it. Maybe he can do something with it. Who knows? But let's talk about this some more if you want. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Do you think the Fantastic Four deserves another shot? Or go back to Marvel? I personally think they should deserve another shot to see what happens. Maybe in 2 or 3 years. So everybody can forget this one. And then... Oh, by the way, my score for this movie, I'm going to give it a 6. Like I said, it was okay. Wasn't great, but... I had fun with a couple of scenes that were pretty cool. But, the visuals were good too, but you know what? And honestly, I remember watching the trailer, and I said the Thing better have pants, because I think that's going to bother me the whole movie. Honestly, it didn't really bother me at all. I mean, they eventually get their clothing eventually, but it didn't bother me. I thought, I thought in the trailer, I was like, oh my god, he better have pants. But then as the movie got ready to get closer to come out, I was like, you know what, watch it not bother me at all. I guess I was wrong and right at the same time. So let me know what you think. Did you see Fantastic Four? Do you want to see it? Thank you and join me in the movie zone talking about this movie. Because honestly, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here to talk about this movie. So stay tuned for my other review that's already up, which is The Visit. You can go check that out. And check out my other ones. And subscribe if you're new to this channel. Thank you and have a good day.